Yo, what's up YouTube? My name is Joystick Overwatch. I have a brand new video for you today, but first I want to let you know that I am a full-time streamer on twitch.tv/joystickow. I'll have links for that in the description. If you want the greatest content, you want more content, just hop over to my stream. Make sure to drop a follow, say hi in the chat. Love to get to know you guys on YouTube, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Let's hop right into this video, YouTube. So we're gonna be talking about all of my settings on PC with a controller. I want to really go through like all the little details and make sure you guys know exactly what to run or what's best to run for every single hero in the game. Major note is that there is no aim assist on PC. So you for all people that are moving from console over to PC, you're gonna have to get used to the fact that there is no aim assist at all whatsoever. So we're gonna start out here with Ana. I like to run a very high sensitivity with her, 100, 100, and 100 aim smoothing. Most of these are gonna be the same for almost every hero actually, from the way down. 100 aim smoothing, 0 aim ease in, off, off, on, off, 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 and dual zone. Those are definitely the major things for Ana here. Not a crazy crosshair, it's really just a preference thing. And make sure you have allied health bars always on for every hero, regardless of, you know, controller or not. That is smart to have on. And then some of this is mostly PC settings. We have Ashe. I like to sort of run a not even 100, 100. I run an 80, 70 just because I kind of feel that it's just easier to get those flick shots with the controller. And then everything down here will be relatively the same as well. Crosshair, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. I don't play a whole lot of DPS, so I don't spend too much time on crosshairs and stuff. Baptiste, I like to run the highest sens, 100, 100, 100 aim smoothing. Like I said, all these are going to be the same down the bottom. And crosshair, I like to have actually the crosshair for Baptiste a little bit bigger, just because the spread on the gun is a little bit different. Bastion, I don't play a whole lot of Bastion, but like if I do ever have to run this hero, I would like the higher sensitivity. I'd almost put these at 100, 100, just so you have the most turn space ability. These are all the same down the board as well. Crosshair. Now we have Brigitte. I love playing Brigitte, and I do like to run the highest sensitivity with her just to get the most value out of her kit, because she kind of needs to like respond and react to a lot of different situations very quickly. So 100, 100 is very good for that. Crosshair, like to run something very small and simple, just because all you're going to be mostly focusing on with your crosshair is landing the whip shots. So I like the smaller crosshair for that. D.Va, 100, 100. If you want to land like good defense matrices, stuff like that, make sure you have and be able to maneuver while flying really quickly. 100, 100 up across the board. And I run a smaller crosshair as well here. So we will have Doomfist. Again, a lot of these heroes are going to be the same. 100, 100 for Doom. And everything else the same as well. Move to Echo. 100, 100 again. Seems a little redundant, but you know, I get a lot of questions on my stream asking for each individual hero, so making this video will hopefully help you guys a lot. So Genji, 100, 100, 100, everything the same across the board. Crosshair, like to do something a little bit smaller size, hit the shurikens. Move to Hanzo. I would go 100, 100, but a little bit less kind of helps because of just how weird Hanzo's projectile is with his arrows. So it's, you know, not a bad idea to go a little bit less on the sensitivity. Junkrat, I definitely like to go a bit lower, just because again, projectile wise, it's kind of hard to land his primary fire if you have too high of a sensitivity as well. These are all going to be the same for every hero. Lucio, Same situation. I like to run the 80-70, a little bit smaller here. We have McCree. I really like the lower sends for hit scans as well. I didn't think I would, but like if you have the sensitivity too high, it makes it really hard to hit shots, especially with no aim assist on PC. So running a little bit lower there is pretty good as well. Moving on to Mei, I like to run a lower, really low sends, actually 60-60, just because you don't there's not really many situations where you have to like actually focus on like the whole turning mechanics and like trying to like maneuver around too much, as Mei, you're just gonna be freezing your targets, so that helps a lot. Mercy, relatively lower sends actually, so I guess I would fluctuate from like anywhere from here, even go up on both of these, but like it really just depends how you feel about the hero in general. I like the lower sends with Mercy. Moira, I don't play a lot of Moira, but if I ever had to do it, this is what would be the ideal setup for me. These could go 100 definitely, but you know, it's really just a preference thing as well. So I do play a good amount of Orisa, and I definitely prefer to have a lower sends, just because shooting her primary fire is pretty difficult to land, especially with no aim assist on PC. So I'd like to run the lower sends to guarantee I hit my shots. And that's, yeah, that should do it here. I have actually a really good reticle for Orisa, so if you guys want to check this one out. So this crosshair, really unique. I like the box feel for it, so works perfectly for Orisa. Next we have Pharah, high sends, just for mobility in the sky, being able to maneuver around the map. Nothing too crazy with that. 80, 80, 100, everything same across the board. We have a Reaper, relatively similar hit scan hero, so I like to run a little bit lower. I would even go lower than this actually, but these are the same. Moving forward, some of these crosshairs are kind of irrelevant, so I'm skipping a lot of them. So I have Reinhardt. This is an important one to my main hero. I've been running 80-70. Sometimes I like to go 100-100, but just like being able to land the swings and maneuver on the map with your shield is always important to have a little bit lower sends, so I go with that. These are all the same, like I said. Crosshair, I do have a unique crosshair for Reinhardt, as this is my main hero and I spent a lot of time on this one, so if you guys want to screenshot this is a great crosshair, highly recommend. Now we are on Roadhog. Don't actually play as much Roadhog, so haven't really spent a lot of time testing out sensitivities with them, but I definitely prefer a lower one. I would even go lower than this almost, just so I can guarantee to land the hooks. But yeah, that's about it for Roadhog. We have Sigma. I play this hero a lot. 80-70 has been pretty comfortable for me. This is similar to Reinhardt. I could honestly go higher sends, but like I would risk like not hitting my shots as much, just because I'd have too high as a sensitivity. But this works perfectly for me, and I think it's great. Soldier, again, I don't play a whole lot of DPS, but hit scan wise, it's, you know, smarter to go lower. But like if you're really good with no aim assist and you practice a lot with tracking, you can definitely go higher than this. Really comes down to your individual skill at that point. With hit scan, Sombra, same thing. You know, you could float anywhere in this range for both of these, and then you'd be great off. But again, hit scan with the controller on PC, no aim assist is tough, I will say. Symmetra now. I would honestly even go lower sense than what I have right now, but like this works pretty well. Symmetra is kind of a hero that you're mostly going to be focused on like your utility more than like your actual primary beam, unless you're like the most DPS Symmetra full charge. I would recommend lower sends even than this. Torbjorn, I have a relatively low sense compared to all the other DPS heroes, just because, you know, hitting his shots are actually pretty hard regardless of what your sense is anyways, so having this lower sensitivity guarantees that you will hit your shots. Then we have Tracer. I have a really low sense. I didn't actually think I would, but you know, this works pretty well. I would even like move these up I could even move these up higher if I wanted to and still feel great. But anywhere around here works perfectly. We have Widowmaker, hit scan, DPS, obviously really difficult with no aim system PC. I recommend either like committing to a high sense or just trying to float lower. You can't really like playing in between's a little bit rough, but it's manageable. Winston, I play this hero a good amount. I also run 80/70 just like my Reinhardt and Sigma sensitivities. So this is what this looks like. Like I said, all these are going to be the same. Crosshair, I think I run the same one as I do as Reinhardt. Yup. So there's that. Now we'll go to Wrecking Ball. And I like to run kind of a little less than the other tanks, but still high up there in sensitivity wise, just because hitting shots is pretty hard with Wrecking Ball, but like being able to maneuver on the map and like take different angles with your camera, it helps to have a higher sensitivity. So I like to run like kind of like a smaller crosshair for this hero as well. Zarya, I like to run as pretty decently high sense actually here. This could be tuned down just 90 here, but the higher the sense with Zarya, the better, I think, just because so you can land bubbles on your teammates if you have to quickly maneuver around the map. I just like to run the default Zarya reticle just because it's just nice. Zenyatta, lastly but not least, high sensitivity, really high actually. I could even go 100 if I wanted to. These are going to be the same, and that should wrap up all of the heroes. I just want to go back to my general settings real quick and show you guys how I actually talk to my stream and mute myself. So this is an important part right here. So this is voice chat, toggle mic mute. I have up on the D-pad bound to that on my controller, so that like if I ever wanted to talk to my stream, I can press up on the D-pad to mute myself in game, so my teammates don't have to hear me talk to my chat. So every time I want to talk to my chat, press that. I don't have to hold it down. I press it once. It's just like a toggle mute. So I get asked that a lot. So this is in a very, very important setting if you ever want to get into streaming with the controller as a controller player like I did. If you guys end up using a controller on PC, highly recommend the Razer Wolverine Ultimate controller. It's a controller that I use, very durable. It's a little bit pricey, but it's definitely worth investment. I have links in the description for that. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope to catch you in my next stream.